this is Josh with Bay Area Nerf here. Wanted to talk today about respawns and respawn times. Now, it seems pretty self-explanatory, but it's something that we've had some questions about in the past with people saying, well, what are your respawn times in your game? Or how many respawns do you have? Things like that. Now, obviously, it's going to vary game to game, and whatever works for you is probably what works best. Consider changing things up to try different stuff out and see what you enjoy. Now, something that was very pivotal, excuse me, to us when we started our games. I came from airsoft, and where we played airsoft, there was sort of this you paid to play, so you constantly wanted to be out there. So they didn't have lives. It was just a respawn point with respawn times. If you got tagged, you had to go back to respawn and wait so long, and then you could come back. And that's generally what we do at our games. We have infinite lives. That way people can play as much as they want, because really everyone's coming out to play Nerf. So in the way that we see it is, it's a lot more fun that way. We've had game types where there were lives before, and that's certainly fine and a lot of fun. We had games take a little bit of time, and there were a few people that were out very early on, and they got very bored waiting for the rest of the game to finish so they could hop in the next one. And some people might just say, hey, that's the punishment for getting out so early. Just get better, man. Play the game. And if you're out and you gotta wait, so be it. And that's very true. That's a valid argument. Some people enjoy that a lot, and that's just, the games that are in your area or the games that you choose to run. If you do run games like that, maybe consider having game types switch out, right? So sometimes you have unlimited respawns, or sometimes you don't. As far as respawns go, consider having respawn timers based on the amount of people that are there. So if you're playing something like Capture the Flag, and you only have 8 people playing, that's 4 per team, maybe you want instant respawns. All you got to do is run back to the point and come back. Because if a couple people get tagged out, there could be a very easy assault and quick turnover for that flag. Whereas if you have, 40 people playing, it's 20 on 20, have, 45 seconds, a minute respawn even, because it'll take the other team a long time to break through enough to get that flag, because you're constantly going to have people coming back and forth. We usually bounce somewhere between 15 and 30 seconds, depending on how many people show up. So for smaller games, usually that's about 8 on 8. We tend to have a 15-second respawn. That's pretty quick. The respawn points aren't too far away in our games in particular. They're out of the area, so they're not in like the general play area, so people aren't really spawn camping. But we have a shorter respawn time for that, and then a longer one if people are there to sort of, that other team can sort of start to take advantage of tagging a player or two out and try to take either field control or grab a flag or, get a King of the Hill point, something like that. So it's definitely going to change depending on your area, how far away your spawn points are. We definitely have everyone go to the respawn point, which is just a cone. Once they, touch it with their foot, they can start counting, and then they can leave and go back into the game after they've gotten to their 15 or 30 seconds. We don't allow counting on the way there. We don't allow things like picking up ammo on the way. That can all change based on your games and what works best for you. But definitely consider changing those respawn times if you have them. Even if you only have so many lives, the respawn times might be a good way to sort of balance things out. So think about it. We get asked a lot sort of how we do that. So now you know what we do. Let us know what works for you. As always, guys, have fun, stay safe, and happy tagging.